Good morning, team. Today we will discuss what are the basic terms used in governance, risk, and compliances. Very important part this is because before understanding the complete posture, how governance are working, risk management are completely managed, and how compliance should be adhered. So these terminologies are very frequently used in this course. So let's begin with the governance parts. Then we will cover the standard policies, procedures, control, compliance, regulations, frameworks, audit, and non-compliances part. Let's begin from the governance part. I had tried to make these definitions in very simple manners to understand you with examples. For example, these parts. Okay, so let's begin with the what is the governance part. Governance means who is in charge or who takes the decision in an organizations. It decides who makes the rules, who is responsible, and who checks whether work is done correctly or not. If we can convert this in a simple meaning, that governance means who decides and who is responsible. Uh, in a school, the principal decides the rule. He is supposed to make the rules. Teachers follow and implement the rules. So here, principal represent the governances part. So like this, I had tried to prepare this in very simple language with examples, with practical examples. I hope you understand what does a governance means. Okay, next is what is policies. A policies is a rule written by management that everyone's follow. This part. It tells what is allowed and what is not allowed. In simple meaning, the rule is called the policies. When we document the rule in a corporate paper, it converted to policies. Example, company policies says password must not be shared. What is this? This is a policy because what is to be done? Because this says that password must not be shared is a rule, and rule is called the policies, and employees follow this rule. This is a policy. you know so if we have a rule in organization and we implement the rule in a paper with respect to the practical ground level, is called as the policies part. Here in simple meaning, the policy is called the proper rule documented is our policies. Next is what is standard. A standard explains the minimum requirement of a policy. Minimum requirement of a policies. It gives the clear details on how strong and how much something should be. It gives clear details on how strong you are, how strong your organization is, and how strong something should be. In simple meaning, standard is called how strong the rule should be, how strong the rule is existing in your organization. Example, policies says use strong passwords. Standard says password must be 8 characters with numbers and symbols. This is a standard. See, the policies asking that you must have a strong password, but standard says that password must be at least 8 characters. What is procedures? A procedure is a step-by-step instructions on how to follow a policy and standard. In simple meaning, how to do it step by step. Examples are open the systems, go to the password settings, make a password with required length and save the changes. This is a procedure. Means how to execute. This is a step-by-step instructions need to follow to adhere a policy and standard. This part. This is called the procedure. Okay. What is control? Very important. A control is a application or this is not application actually. A control is a tool or action used to make sure rules are followed. Control helps prevent mistakes and detect problems. So controls are the measures of whatever problem we have. So control is something that enforce the rule. Example, system do not allow weak password, or MFA is required to log in. These are the controls. So controls are the measures who can counter the gaps, who can counter the problems, who can counter the risk is called the controls. So I had summarized here once again for your easy memorization. Governance is who can decide. Policy means what rule need to follow. Standard means how strong your organization is. Procedures means how to execute, how to perform, and controls are how rules is enforced. Next is the compliances part. So compliance means following the rules that apply to an organization and being able to prove it. These rules may be come from laws, these rules may be come from the regulations, and these rules may be come from the standards, or these rules may be come from any company policies. So compliances are the adhering the rules and showing the evidences when required. When required by the auditor or any external party. Examples are a company follow the password rules defined in the policy, employees completed mandatory securities trainings, and audit records are maintained as evidence. What is regulations? Regulations are laws related to the jurisdictions created by government or regulatory authorities. These are mandatory and failure to follow them can result in fine or legal actions. Examples, laws you must follow. Regulations means, laws you must follow. Examples are bank must follow the financial regulations. Every companies must protect customer personal data. Hospital must be secure patient informations. What are the frameworks? The frameworks are the structured guidelines or practices that help organization to manage securities, risk and compliances. Frameworks are usually voluntary and widely used. In simple meaning, we can say that frameworks are guide on how to do the things properly. Examples are company use framework to manage their information securities. Information technology team follows framework to organize the controls, and frameworks help prepare for audits. Last is the audit part. An audit is a formal review conducted to check whether your organization is following rules and controls or not. Audit verifies documents, evidences, and processes. In simple meaning, audit is someone checks your work, someone check your performance, someone check whatever you had done earlier. Examples are auditors review access controls records, auditors checks policies implementation, and audit findings highlighting gaps. Last is the non-compliances part. So non-compliance occurs when organization fails to follow required rules. It can occur due to missing controls and poor awareness in employees. In simple meaning, non-compliance means rules are not executed, rules are not adhered, rules are not followed. Comes under the non-compliances part. Examples are the missing in MFA, multi-factor authentication, and employees not trained on the policies, and missing audit evidence. At last, just for the memory, regulations are the laws, compliances are the following rules, and frameworks are the guidance. Audits are the evaluation, examination, and the verification of whatever you had done, and non-compliances are the failure to follow the rules. So these are the basics of governance, risk, and compliances. If you want to learn more details and one-on-one session in GRC, so we are covering ISO 27001. We are covering PCI DSS. We are covering GDPR. We are covering TPRM as well, SOX and SOC 2 and NIST. You can do the comments, or you can email me on rajveersinghAUG@gmail.com. This email. We are also helping candidates to prepare in interviews. and interview tricks. So these are the supports. If required, you can connect me on rajveersinghAOG@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.